Robin, how you doing, man?
Hi Anil,
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, good.
Is anybody else on the call?
I have no idea. I don't think so. And when I joined, there was only one, so I thought I wanted to chime in today. Just wanted to listen in, see what's going on.
Well, sounds good. I am glad you're here. How's the weather in California?
It was. I thought it would be nice. I was gonna go take a walk actually, but it's getting hot actually. I think it's gonna be a little humid. Actually, let me check the weather.
Well, I hope it cools down because it's cooling here in Texas. As of yesterday, there was above 100 degrees, and today, it dropped down to 89 degrees. So hopefully it'll cool there.
Yeah, it says it's going to be 99 today. It's already 72 right now, where I'm at right now. So it's a beach weather.
Yeah, nice time to go out and have some fun in the beach. Yeah, certainly. So.
Yeah.
So anyway, let me begin today. Again, I want to welcome everyone on Satsang Talks with me, Robin Pandey. And today's topic is reactions. And I want to kind of give you the definition of reactions. I know everyone knows what is reaction is, but the reaction is I took this from the dictionary.com. The reaction is the equal and opposite force that is produced when any force is applied to a body. You see, so a reaction is equal to the action that is applied, and reaction is also basically reflection or response or counteraction. You see, so that is reaction. And I chose this topic because it's very important. It is important because, you see, everyone on the planet is merely reacting, and I'll go into deeper in just a minute. But the reason everyone on the planet is reacting is because everything that is produced in the reality, or a synthetic reality, or the man-made reality, we have buildings, cars, planes, all this development, electricity, computer, telephone, cell phone, video technology, you name it. You see, everything appear or arose from the mind. And everything that arose from the thought is merely reaction. You see, because what is mind? You see, I want to go into a little bit into mind. You see, mind is not a creator. You see, mind we think is creating something, but it's not creating something. See, it is reacting. Because the human mechanism, let's go into a little bit of human mechanism that is functioning. The mind is not interested in anything unless there is a stimuli coming from the environment. See, if there is no stimuli, the mind or the body is not really interested in anything. You see, it is interested when, in a physiological level, when the body or the mind needs something, like we need food or water. You see, body is thirsty, needs some water, then the mind comes into play, that it needs something to survive. So that is happening automatically. You see, whether the mind interferes or does not interfere, that is happening automatically. You see, that is given to us by the nature. And let me put this into two categories. You see, I want to give you this put this into two categories. See, the category number one is what I call the natural mind, and even that natural mind is reacting, and I'll go over that in just a minute. And the second is what I call is a premeditative mind, or artificial mind, or conditioned mind. You see, and we have to separate that. You see, because when I separate that, the category number one is put for all human beings, all animals. You see, they're also reacting, they're also thinking naturally. You know, even dog knows, you know, what his owner is. You know, a dog knows, you know, how to come home. So dog is also thinking. So that I call this naturally, and actually that is also very powerful thinking, which is, you know, done naturally. You see. And the second category I want to put it is the again the conditioned mind, or the premeditative mind, and that mind. You see. Now I call that artificial mind because that is responsible for achieving goals for any purpose. You see, so here the natural mind is doing everything naturally or spontaneously, but this conditioned mind is coming up, and it is responsible for achieving goals for any purpose. So, and the category 2, this conditioned mind, is only applied to humans. See, it doesn't apply to animals, because animals do not have that capability. See, only humans have that capability. So because of that, see, we assume ourselves to be grander than anything else on the planet. You see, but the fact is that we are all energy. Even the mosquito that come to bite us, the fly, the insect, you know, all the animals, all the plants, they are expression of the energy of the universe. You see, but the human being, because of that category number 2, that conditioned mind. And I want to go back to the last satsang talk I gave about the self-consciousness. Actually, the first satsang talk I recorded, that is about the self-consciousness. You see, that self-consciousness mechanism is put into human being by the nature. And you know, I don't want to go how it happened, why it happened, things like that. I don't want to go into that. It happened. You see, the nature placed the self-consciousness mechanism into human being that separate us from the universe, objects, plants, animals, and that mechanism allows us to see ourselves separate from the universe or the object, and that tells me I am separate from this object. I am separate from you. See, so there is a separation, and because of that mechanism, and animals, I don't think they have that. Which comes to them naturally, so they don't have the self-consciousness. Because of that, the human being have the conditioned mind, because now you can separate yourself from the entire totality of existence and look at yourself through the use of that mechanism, which is the thought mechanism or the conditioned mechanism. You see, and that I don't want to sound negative or pessimistic, but because of that mechanism, there is a misery on the planet. Everyone is suffering because of that. Everyone, the sorrow of the man, the sorrow of the humanity is because of that, you see. Because that conditioned mind is there to achieve some goals for any purpose, see. Achieve goal to build a company, achieve a goal to build a country, achieve a goal to build a war, achieve a goal to build a peace. See, this is all artificial. But because we have that mechanism, and this mechanism has done some great things, like we're going to, just recently the rover landed on the Mars, which is pretty exciting for the humanity because they have never seen anything like that. So because of this, conditioned thought is able to do something great. We hold this mechanism in a greater value, and that is the problem. You see, for this talk, if you talk into different level, into something achieving purpose, then this wouldn't be problem. But for the problem for the humanity, or the living organism that is functioning dynamically, for the Satsang Talks, for this purpose, that is the problem. Because see, now that has created the suffering among humanity on the planet. And the question probably begins that how do I resolve this? How to resolve this? How to eliminate suffering, and how to not suffer, how to have not sorrow, and have continuous pleasure.
Robin, can I stop there for a second?
Yes.
Okay, just a quick question on that one. So, can you elaborate a little more on that? I mean, I understand you so far, but when you said that, okay, putting a man on the moon or a rover on the Mars, that is a great achievement for the purposes of achieving and setting goals and human endeavor, the human potential, how far it can go from a conditioned mind perspective, from conditioned mind community, scientific or whatever you call it. That's amazing feat. But from the standpoint of satsang, which is the purpose of this meeting that we're having, you said that is a problem, that is suffering. I just want to know how so. Can you just elaborate on that before you can go into the resolution or how you resolve that?
Yeah.
Why is that a problem? I kind of missed that.
Yeah. The problem, I'll break it down into that, but before I said that, what is the solution? I don't want to give you that, you see. I don't want to give you what is the solution, you see, because in the reality, again, this fact, what I'm saying is that revealed to me in this natural phenomena. I'm saying this, I am certain about this, and you can say, because it's not coming from any logic or sequence or anything like that, like what Einstein, give you all the theory. So you can say, we can stop this conversation and say, look, this is nonsense. We can brush aside this and go on. We can end the conversation like this, or we can go on this, and whether you accept or reject, we can still go on like this. But there is no solution, you see. Again, the solution is not there, you see, because there is no problem to begin with. The problem is there when the conditioned mind is there, you see. So because of the conditioned mind, that humans are able to go to the moon, you see, physically, or go to the Mars, or the machine can go to the Mars physically because of the conditioned thought, you see. And the problem is not going to the Mars or to the moon. That's not the problem. The problem is that we're using the instrument we have to achieve all these goals. That is the problem. That is what I'm saying. And because See, everything is reacting. We are all reacting. Even, it appears as a, going to the moon or going to the Mars, or even, setting a company, it appears as all action. You see? But this is what I'm saying is this is merely reaction, because this is arising from the stimuli that we have in the environment that is causing us to do all these things. You see, if there is no stimuli, the mind is again not interested in all these things. So this is all conditioned mind. See, all the mind is merely reacting. Okay. And what is action? Action is a singular movement of the universe. You see, again, this what I'm stating, you can say, you can reject it and say, Robin, that is nonsense. We can end the conversation, we can move on, or reject it. But what I'm saying is the totality of the existence is one singular movement. For example, the ocean is moving in one singular movement, but the water is reacting, you see, and creating all these waves, tides, hurricanes, and things like that. But the ocean is moving singularly. There is only one movement, and all these things are reactions. Similarly, all the human activities are the reaction, and the universe is moving singularly, for its purpose. And who knows what's its purpose? No one knows what is its purpose, and the mind can never comprehend that. You see, mind can let alone comprehend what is the reality out there. You see, and there is no way to know what is real. You see, but the reality is like a big elephant. You see, it does exist. You see, everyone can feel it, but the instrument we have, the 5 perception we have that is receiving the data, first of all, that perception has limitations to receive the data, and the second of all, the mind that interprets the data has a limitation, and the mind only interprets the data when there is a stimuli. You see, otherwise, the mind or the eyes do not care. This is glass, this is a phone, this is a video cassette, this is the microphone, that's the camera. Mind does not differentiate all that. It only differentiates when there is a stimuli on the environment. When it is required, when it is needed, then the mind acts or reacts. So did I answer your question?
Kind of, but it just I still don't understand I know you said there's a problem. You keep saying there's a problem. I hear that, but why is that a problem? The stimuli. So, in other words, are all stimuli out there? Are they inherently bad? Therefore,
no. I'm not saying anything bad. See, nothing. What is happening?
In your own words, it's problematic. Again, I'm just trying to. We don't need to end the conversation here. I'm just curious. I'm just trying to understand. I'm not trying to challenge your theory. It's very interesting, but I just want to understand fully, what you're trying to say, which is, again, the back of the example, the Mars, the room. Okay, so that itself, you said that's the problem. I'm just trying hard to understand what's that a problem, in what context, or from what standpoint. That's what I'm trying to understand.
The problem, what I'm saying is the problem is not really a problem, but it is a problem for the humanity, because humans are really suffering. You see, people have cancer, people have all sort of disease, and according to me, all the diseases are created by your own thought, and also some genetic structure, that is there, because the thought is artificial, and the genetic structure, the way we came to this. I don't want to say we came to this, because we are already here. The way we bloomed, from this earth like a flower, you see, from mother and father, you see, those are already planned. Those are already it's all reaction, but it's already planned. That your father, mother is already chosen. You see, because of that, we are here. That's the vehicle that we appear, or the bloom on the planet. That is genetic. but the thought is also, it's artificial, and because of that, and also genetic structure that we came, and that is the cause, not the cause of suffering, but that is the way we are suffering because of that, you see. And
but how though? I get that you're making a theory, but how, what's the relationship?
No, I'm not making a theory here. The theory is coming from that conditioned mind. You see, the conditioned mind is giving us the theory. I'm not coming up with the theory.
Okay. So I guess my only thing is, why is that bad? I'm sure there's a reason there, but I'm not able to grasp it right now. Maybe you already said it, but I'm not.
Okay, now let me put it differently. Now, do you agree there is suffering in the world?
Well, absolutely, but I'm just trying to put I'm just trying to understand the connection between that suffering and the rover going onto the Mars. The human feet and wanted to work the human potential. Walking on the moon, I look up at the moon every full moon. I'm like, wow, and we actually walked on that moon. So when we walk onto that moon, yeah, from a human mind, conditioned mind, wow, what a feat, what an amazing thing human beings can do, and it's divine, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, the same thing, the same thing that condition that you're describing, the wow, you see, the wow is amazing. You see, that is what I'm saying, is that is coming from the condition. You see,
I understand that,
because without the condition, you cannot say that it's amazing. You cannot say that it's moon. You cannot say moon is 237,000 miles away. You cannot say all that. You see, because without the thought, there is no death. You see, because of the nature of the universe, that we are one in one level, and we are different in different level, because of that mechanism that is placed into us, and that gives us the depth, that gives us the distance, that gives us the texture, color, and things like that. You see.
Okay, so now you're getting somewhere. Yeah, that's the answer.
No. I'm trying to get into because of the thought. You see, we have all these illusions. You see, and it is illusion, it is not illusion. You see, it is illusion, yes, it is illusion, but does it exist? Yes, it exists because of that mechanism. I can see the distance is here, I can see the depth is here, I can feel the texture, I can see the color, and it is all there. And what I'm saying is, this is all given to us by the experts, because see, we've been here on the planet for 1 million years, and because we've been here 1 million years, we have collected comprehensive collective knowledge from generation to generation, and that is passed down to generation. You see, and what we are saying about the moon, what we are saying, everything about through that comprehensive collective knowledge. And I've been watching Matrix lately, and I can this is kind of going, this is sort of similar to what is Matrix is, because that comprehensive knowledge, that is actually driving that which is invisible, intangible force that exists, that is driving the humanity. You see, and that, what I'm saying is, that is the problem. You see, and you see, all the people that are liberated, the people who want to liberate it, you want to liberate it from that. You see, but you cannot totally liberate that from that. You see, somehow I became lucky, or I ran into this thing that kind of liberated me for some of the things, but it cannot totally wipe out my conditioning, because the condition is still there. You see, I still remember my story, I still remember everything in the past that is still there, but somehow the influence of that comprehensive mind is not there anymore. You see, and that's how I am. I don't want to say how, but I recognize that because that it's not affecting me anymore. That's why I am able to recognize that. I cannot pinpoint why it happened, how it happened, and I don't even know what it is, you see, but the phenomena did occur, and it just wiped out the stranglehold that the comprehensive collective knowledge has been holding me in the past. That is certainly gone, you see. I was more, before 2009, I was interested in the making money, hedge fund, collecting funds, doing stocks, and we're doing forex and all that. See, I was, building a company, maybe coming down to California and opening a vineyard, I running this business plan. See, all those things just collapsed totally. It's not there anymore. I'm not interested in any of that. Not interested in any of the taste. I don't want to say, today I want to eat this. Let's go out and eat this. I just did whatever is available. See, because of something happened that wiped out what is here. And again, this you can say, I am crazy, I am insane. We can end this conversation here, you see. But I am expressing what is there, and this energy is asking me to do this. All these things that is there that needs to be expressed, and everyone is.
I'm happy for you, and I do understand where you're coming from. But you don't need to keep saying that we need to end this conversation. It's not about ending a conversation.
No.
It sounds a little bit negative.
No. It's not. It's not negative. It's not negative because what I'm trying to point out is that you see, it's not even necessary to have this conversation. I don't know why am I even doing this. You see, it's not even necessary to talk, but because we don't have anything else other than that. Using language to communicate. And I emphasize that too. You can end the conversation because see, people. Or you can demand me for some evidence of what I'm saying, and I cannot give you that. That's why, I just said that in the front. That's why we can do that. But I know we're not going to end the conversation. But that's just the way to putting it, because I cannot back that up.
Right.
Like Einstein, spent 25 years, you see, to come up with the theory of relativity, and he came up with a lot of other theory, and. If you go into deeper, even the Einstein, what he did was he is repeating the thought into some structure, some structured discipline of the subject, which is physics. He repeated thoughts in 25 years, repeating, and coming with the theory of relativity, And a lot of the theory he came is even false, you see, because even he can give you all the logic, assertions, sequence, and structure, method, without even that, his method is false, but I don't have anything to back it up, you see. Whatever is the certainty I have, the only thing I have is a certainty, and the authority that I have is the authority, the energy here. Other than that, I don't have anything else, you see. So, but I welcome, I welcome you, and I am glad you're here, so we're having this conversation,
No, it's okay. It's okay. To me, frankly speaking, it just sounds to me like when I ask you a question, it's a very natural curiosity just to understand the purpose, not to challenge you. And to me, the tone I'm getting seems a little defensive at times. And that's all. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm misunderstanding you.
No.
But I just want to. The focus of the subject is when you make a claim, I can understand that it's hard to explain, but it's a true company, right? It's a good companionship. So language is given to us. We'll try to communicate and also explain to the best of our ability. That's all we're doing, right now. And then whether you can fully communicate, we'll see about that.
There's no full communication. See, again, the instrument we are using, you and I using, the thought or the mind, it has limitations. See, it has limitations.
Right.
Okay, and because of these limitations, there will never be full communication. And again, what I'm saying is, in reality, it's just a noise, coming out of my mouth. There's no difference between this knock and this noise, or any noise on the street, or anybody talking. There is nothing really different, But our mind is. I was trying.
We're in a meeting together, so people ask questions, people talk, so we can't say that. So the whole purpose of this is a Q&A. So all I wanted to understand was when you said, walking on the Mars, it is a problem, it's not a problem. I think what you didn't explain fully, but later on a deeper sense, yeah, because what I gathered was like, this is what I understood. I mean, maybe it's not a full understanding, like you said. It's all the mind. Mind gave the mathematics, okay? The mind gave the mathematics. I mean, it's just all arbitrary anyway. It's like 2 plus 2 is 4. Is that real? I don't think so, kind of a way. So, distance between here and the moon,
but we have to accept that. We have to accept 2 plus 2 is 4. Otherwise, we won't be able to function in the society sanely and intelligently, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's exactly my point. And then you give an example of, okay, everything is arbitrary, everything is cooked up, everything it's an illusion basically. Even walking on the moon, Neil Armstrong and a poor fellow died a couple of days ago, and they walked on the moon, they celebrated. But that is kind of a problem, but it's saying there's not a problem.
No, I'm not saying, Anil, I'm not saying that is the problem. What I'm saying is the instrument we use, and the instrument we use to dedicate our time for that achieving goals, any goals. I'm just giving you an example of the goal, like going to the moon or going to the Mars. That's just the goal, which is the highest, one of the highest goal for humanity, but it is not the highest goal. The highest goal should be the change of consciousness within the human being, you see.
Right, I agree.
And that change in the consciousness, and the other day I wrote this little line. It says, don't ask for a change. I don't want to suggest anything to anyone, but what I'm saying is, instead of asking the world to change, we need to be focusing on what is changing our consciousness, our thought, our awareness to make it better. Instead of making more robotic. So because of the thing that is everyone is doing, the achieving goal is making human beings more robotic. You see, you go to work 9 to 5, and you try to do your best, take care of your family, take care of situation, and after all, what are you seeking? You are seeking to be happy, aren't you?
Everybody, yeah.
Right? I mean, not everybody. I'm asking you, what do you want? You want to be happy. Isn't that the ultimate goal?
Happy? Yeah, I mean, no, I just want to be aware, actually. I just want to be aware of my surrounding, and then aware of my own consciousness, aware of my,
Why? What for? What for?
What for?
Yes.
It's a natural curiosity. What is it? I'm just curious as to why are we here in the planet. I mean, we have an average life of 75 to 80 years, and then we sleep like 25 years out of that, and then another 2 or 3 years we're on a traffic, and in the bathroom, right? So what we have is like 4 or 5 years. So what is the purpose? It's a natural curiosity. That's all. Nothing to be happy, I mean, sadness, I find happiness too. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta. But for the sake of just want to understand that, So the good thing, like, I'm just trying to break it down on a human sense. Like, if you are happy about walking on the moon, I guess the human suffering tied to that endeavor, okay, that we walked on the moon. I just try to understand that connection. So I guess the connection would be then you're working so hard to do that, try to make it everything perfect to go there. That comes with the cost. There's a trade-off.
Okay, you're throwing all this stuff at me. Let me throw you one thing to you, okay? Okay. So what are you trying to understand?
What I'm trying to understand is when you said that walking on the rover, walking on the Mars, okay? You said that is the problem, and that's creating a suffering. So I'm just trying to understand the connection there between the rover walking on the Mars and the pain and suffering.
I think you're missing a point. The walking in the moon or the Mars, Anil, I just give you an example. That is the achieving goals. You see, the problem is.
What's the problem? Why is that a problem? I'm just trying to understand. Again, I'm just trying to understand that.
No. The problem. I just
want to see why I missed it. How I missed it.
Okay. Let me back up again. Okay. Let me back up again. let me go back to this is what I said earlier, natural mind and conditioned mind. You see, we have two types of mind that exist within humans and planet, animals. And natural mind is for everyone, even the humans and animals, and that is the natural mind, you see. But the second category I put as a conditioned mind, that its sole purpose is to trying to achieve any goals, you see. Using the instrument we have, trying to achieve a goal is the problem. That's what I'm saying. And the problem
why
is
that is the question.
because why would you want to do that? Why would you want to achieve something? Because there is nothing to achieve. The human living dynamic, the breathing dynamic that is functioning, that is happening naturally, that is dynamically, spontaneously, that is functioning, does not need to achieve anything. You see, that is happening on its own. And why do you want to achieve something goals?
And a place where dreams come true? Now the answer is easy. At the Disneyland Resort in California.
My daughter just turned the TV on. Can you turn the TV off, David? So you see, when I'm talking to you, I'm not only talking to you. I'm talking to the entire humans. So don't feel I'm doing that, because the human mechanism is what I'm saying is human mechanism is the same for everyone. You see, it's same for me, same for you, because we are all humans. The basic and essential mechanism is the same. There are some differences, of course. Your habit may be different because of your uniqueness, that I am unique, you're unique. The expression of the uniqueness is different because the energy is expressing itself, and the nature does not create duplicate. Even the same leaf, leaves on the leaves on the same tree is different, because you see, they are unique. Nature does not create anything duplicate. So we are all unique in that sense, but the essential mechanism and the functionality that is going on in basic level is the same for all human beings, you see. So what is happening here and what is happening there is in essential level, in functional level is the same. And I am talking to I'm doing this, I'm talking to you, but you are the part of the humanity, and I'm speaking with all humans in the planet, because that functioning is the same, you see. Of course, if you go to different level, there's difference, because you and I don't even sound the same. You live in different state. You have different family, different structure. All that is differentiated by the mind. You see. So the problem, what I'm saying is, the conditioned mind is the problem that is trying to achieve some goal. Because what I'm saying is, there is nothing to achieve. There is nothing to understand. There is nothing to get. Only time you want to get something is through that conditioned mind, and that conditioned mind is some expert put some idea in front of you, and you want to achieve that idea, you want to know that idea, you want to get that idea. Other than that, it's illusion. That's what I'm saying.
Okay. No, I mean, this is the question that I asked you like 20 minutes ago. If you had told me that this is the answer I was looking for.
But again, that's why we do this long conversation, because see, the chain of thought I have, the chain of thought you have is different, and I'm only human, so that I have to use the same human structure, the thought structure. That is sometimes it takes a while to come up with what I want to say, or because the topic is reaction, and again, the topic is topics there, but everything we're doing is reacting. You see, there is no action. That's what I'm saying. There is no action. This is all reaction, and there is nothing to do. We are only reacting because we think we're doing something. We are not the doer. Although it appears like a doer, we're not the doer. And the grand scheme, in the universe is doing that, and this energy that is arising is like a wave or a tide or ripple that is appearing in this universe, and that is arising. I don't even know where this is coming from. And earlier, the energy could not express it the way you wanted to express, and it appears there was miscommunication. But for some reason, this energy appeared the way you wanted to appear, and you see this energy right here. You are bringing this up. I am not doing that. You see, I am just responding to your questions, and this stimuli, the question is the stimuli that is there, and it is responding. You see. So what I'm doing right now is you're making me doing it. So I am not the doing it. You are making it do it, and you are making sense of this because this is just the noise, expressing like a dog barking.
So along the same line, the topic, minding the topic, so dogs and animals, they have the natural mind, right? So from that token, then, so that is better than conditioned mind, right? In a way, that's more of a natural flow. They try to achieve something, and just creating conditions and just illusions and all that, because it's conditioned mind, which is your topic, right? So, but the dogs and animals, they just move around in their natural
Exactly,
way,
naturally. See, they're more natural than us because they only use the natural mind. And what I'm pointing out is that you are actually better off using the natural mind because something happened that I am using the allow me to use this naturally. See, and everything that is happening here, it just appear as all these things appear as a illusion or a dream to me. See, I am dreaming, and this is all happening, but this is real. You see, yet in another level, in the synthetic reality, is real, and without besides this reality, we don't have anything else. You see, we have to accept this, and this reality that we're living right now is like a mirror. You see, because the moment you think something, that is already dead. That's already in the past. That is like looking in the mirror. You see, you look in the mirror, and all the thought what we're doing is reflecting. And we don't even know if there is a thought, but we know there is a about thought. You see, and we cannot separate ourselves from the thought and look at it, because thought and the human body and the whole universe is a one singular movement. It is moving along. The moment we separate ourselves, it becomes about thought or something dead, and we're looking at something dead to see what is living, and that is not going to work. So everyone is looking in the mirror and assuming that to be real, and we have to accept that. If I don't accept that, then it will be insane to function in the society. That I won't be able to function insane. Then I would be sitting here and singing like a Looney Tunes, because we have to use that intelligence, and we have to use the condition that is provided to us, that tells us, hey, this is 11:42, 12 o'clock. My daughter's there playing TV. My daughter's there, doing something, or people are out there working. I'm doing here talking. So you see, we have to use that which is given to us by conditioned mind, or the world mind, or the comprehensive collective mind that is given to us. You see, Riva, Dad is talking. Okay. Can you turn the TV down for me, please? Thank you. Oh, she's not going to do that. So, this is what I'm pointing, So, either you accept my statement or someone else's statement, this is just the statement. So you have to decide which statement you want to accept. And people always ask questions. I welcome questions, because if you ask questions, then I know where to point you. See, then it took me 2 steps to point you to the direction to answer your question. So if you don't ask questions, then I would be just talking to myself. So it's certainly, you're welcome to ask questions. But you see that even the question is arising from the answers that you already have in you. See, the answer is already there. If there is no answer within you, the question does not arise. You see, if there is no answer within you, the question doesn't even get born. And when the answer is fulfilled, the question is not there. It falls apart. But the question is arising from the answer that you already have. You see, but I'm not saying just you, and don't feel bad, because like I said, I am speaking the whole humanity. That even applies to me. You see the structure that is there. You see, I'm not saying I'm saying some prophet or something like that. I am powerful. No. I am just the ordinary human being, and that mechanism is happening here in entire human being. So don't feel bad, if I say something like that, because that is the nature of, this is the whole talk of this, is to saying the human nature, or the functionality of the human being that is happening here and everywhere else in the essential or the basic level, you see. And the all other levels that we can go into and talk about is the psychological level, and that is produced by the conditioned mind, you see. And I am not interested in talking about psychological mind, psychological aspect, because I know the psychological aspect does not exist, you see. It's all illusion. So only a real problem, functionality of the body is like, if I get thirsty, I need to find out where to get the water. So I may need to go to the kitchen. If I don't have water here, go somewhere else to get the water, to do that, and find a food, to go to grocery store, find a food. If it's not there, maybe grow food somewhere. So that is only the real necessity of the life that is living dynamically. See, anything else is just a idea that is put in front of you by some expert, and we are chasing that idea to get there, and it does not exist. But it exists into that reality, which is synthetic reality, looking at the mirror, and this is created by the human thought. And thought is also material. See, we think something and that is created. Even this glass is created by the thought, and the everything that is created by the thought is just a wave function, that even if you look at this into a deeper level, by quantum physics, they use this new technology to go into deeper aspect of the matter. When they look into that, this is nothing but the wave function, you see. And the thought is also the wave function. So thought is the same thing as the glasses. So there is no difference in glasses. And you probably heard some yogis, using their mind to create some orange right there. They think of something and the boom, the orange arises. Which seems like a wild thing, but you can say that could happen because same thing. This is created by the thought, you see. So everything that is created by the thought is artificial, because you see, thought itself is a reflection of the reality. It's not the reality. And everything is reaction. There is no action. So you see, so we are nothing. We're doing nothing but the reacting, and the stimuli is there in the environment, like what they. During the depression or recession, the Fed, Ben Bernanke, you know him, gives you stimuli for the banks, so reduce interest rates so they can borrow money to bring more money into the economy, and that will produce more jobs, and that is stimuli that is there. They're applying the same stimuli to stimulate people's interest into the another level, which is the ideal level, you see. And all this idea of capitalism and idea of having a big building, development, road, all these are just the idea that is put in front of us, given to us by the expert, and we accept that. We see with our eyes and we accept that is real, and we are trying to achieve something that is given to us by the expert. And what I'm saying is that is the problem, you see, because we are using the instrument to achieve a goal which is not natural, which is artificial, and that is the problem. That is the sorrow of the humanity, and it is not the problem of you or me or the humans. This is given to us by the nature, you see. Even the nature itself is a puppet of the universe, you see. The universe is there, which is tremendous, it's unimaginable how big is the universe. See, we're just a tiny drop in the big ocean, that is doing something, it appears as doing something, but the whole nature is also puppet, and we are also puppet, and we're doing what it wants to do, and this is what we have, you see. It is what it is, you see. And the more you try to understand why, what, that is given to us by the expert, and that what I'm saying is that is the problem, you see. I don't know if that makes sense to you or not, but
No, you answer it, but you're saying it in a sense. But again, going back to the food analogy, the only natural, the only natural thing for us to do would be, let's say, when we're thirsty, we go to the grocery store or to the tap, drink some water or the food. Now,
almost anywhere.
Human mind, I mean, when the baby was born, your daughter, my son, whatever, I mean, they don't know, you know, what's to eat and what's not to eat. They could be eating in the glass, you know, they're putting something in the mouth. So there is the wild mushrooms out there in the forest, even if you're an adult and if you have a mind of, let's say, an animal. So now, when they're saying discrimination to some extent, right? I know it's a mechanical conversation right now. You're talking a lot deeper than that. Just for the purpose of understanding. So the thought, you know, with the studies and research and all that, they did come up with, okay, the broccoli is good for you, but the wild mushrooms could kill you. So when you're hungry, if you have that knowledge somewhat, it could save your life. Now the saving your life is just a little blip in this entire universe, where it's just like a little blip that I can accept that conversation. But the purpose of leaving.
But why are you making it complicated? It's a simple. See, the body is a body that needs the food. That's the energy, and the universe or the existing is already provided that through the help of the, you know, even the parent, you know, the mother and the kid. They're already providing that attachment, you see, to mother to feed the child. That is already there, you see. Why do you want to make it complicated, you know?
What about a caveman? Caveman, for example.
Even caveman, he's the natural man. The caveman is natural man because, you know, in the beginning he's not conditioned, but even there's some condition, there's some rules. See, even you see something written on the cave, even the little diagram is a condition, because, you know, you're saying, look, this is a circle, this is a square, this is a triangle. You see, this is given to us because the mind does not see any of that without the help of the knowledge that is given to us, expert. And actually, this just brings to my expression that this story of a holy man, you know, that was standing by, you know, when the European landed on the, you know, America, and the holy man, you know, had a conversation with the incoming Europeans through the sign language. You see, because the holy man wouldn't understand their language, so they would communicate in sign language. So of course, sign language, human, you know, can communicate with even birds can communicate with this, so that is natural. You can use the sign language to communicate something, you know. And so they were communicating, and the holy man asked him, how did you arrive here? Because I have not seen you before. How did you arrive here? And the European said, look, there's a boat right there, there's a big boat, we use that boat to sell it. And the holy man could not see the boat, because the holy man in the America at that time, or whatever this land was called, did not know what the boat was. So he could not see the boat. See, so only way you can see things is through the help of the conditioned knowledge that is given to us. So if there is no knowledge, you cannot see anything. You see?
So then naturally the caveman would be able to tell the difference between what poisonous and what would not nourish him too, instinctively, like inherently, in the beginning, before actually the research kind of went in there saying that there's a...
Yeah, even the dog knows things, you know, dog thinks, you know, in a similar way, you know, even horse, you know, or any animals, you know, lions, they think, you know, they think to kill the, you know, they think to kill the goat or, you know, deer or anything like that, instead of eating grass, and cows eat grass that is given to us, them, in the genetic structure, you see, that is given to us by the nature, you see, and that is all there is to it. And the problem is, again, is the boredom, you know, you see, you know, I don't want to say this is boredom, this is quite interesting to me, because, you know, this is, I'm expressing my energy, this conversation, and, but what I'm saying is that even though you sit there by yourself and there's a boredom, and you're trying to use the idea by let's say Einstein or Alan Aspect or some great people, or even Buddha or even Jesus, they give you all the ideas. Even I am in a way given some ideas, and that if you accept that ideas to be grander, then what is the here that is functioning naturally, that is the problem, you see. Because the idea creates the demand in you to say, look, wait a minute, that idea sounds great, and you want to achieve that idea, which doesn't really exist, and that is the problem, you see. I don't know if that makes sense to you or not, because the living, breathing organism itself is the I am living right now, the itself, whatever this is right here is all there is, you see. And the idea of the heaven, the idea of the extreme ultimate pleasure, ultimate God, ultimate this is given to us by the expert. The priest gave us the idea of the God, then the expert gave us idea about the going to the moon, somebody gave the idea about going to here and there. The idea is there in front of us, and we're trying to achieve that for what? You see, the living dynamic breathing, you see, the happiness is already there. See, the happiness is already there. The source of happiness and the sadness is the same. So once you recognize the energy that is burning like the sun's core, you see, that is coming up naturally, that is all that is there, you see.
Perched in the corner is an audio animatronic vulture. It's been silent for years.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, that's good.
So we have about 5 minutes. It looks like we had some viewers last time. See if they have anybody asking me a question on Facebook, because they asked me some question on Facebook. And certainly, the question does not arise if you already don't have answer. You already have an answer, because we've been here a million years, and we use comprehensive collective knowledge. So everyone is very intelligent. That is living, breathing, and that knowledge itself creates questions, and the question is created by the answer that is already there. And whether you accept the answer I give it to you or someone give it to you, it's not really relevant, because there is no question to begin with. The question is, again, that is coming from the illusion, and once you accept this, that is happening now, this condition, then there is nothing to do, there is nothing to get. Other than that, in a minute I need to get some water, or have a breakfast or lunch or something like that. The body wanting that too. This is just keeping the continuity of the body,
Alright, hey Robin, it's been a fascinating 1 hour, so I gotta run too, but keep up the good work, man. It's awesome. Like, when you something like this, although there's no full answer, it's all on your own, but
there's no answer. You see, there is no answer. You see, you're never going to be satisfied with the answer unless you look deep within, and when you see the source, all the answers falls apart, all the questions fall apart, because there is nothing to get. You see, once you recognize that, there is no questions. But that doesn't mean the question doesn't arise. So anyway, thank you.
maybe your audience maybe your entire audience already enlightened, so they don't need to have any questions.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. You are already enlightened. That's what I'm saying. You see. But because of the condition that we have, we assume that we're not enlightened, and because of that condition, that is the problem. You see.
All right, man. Listen, we have a wonderful day. I'll see you next week, okay?
All right.
Oh, thanks, man.
All right, thank you. So we have about 3 minutes. So if you we have a couple minutes, so I'll just go and play this music for you. This is music by my friends, 1974-80. welcome everyone that you're watching online, and so I will probably do this in about a couple of weeks in maybe a restaurant. So I welcome viewers to come in Carrollton or in Dallas, Texas area, so we can have this in a restaurant, so we can have a conversation with other people. So we'll continue